Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have something very special for you guys. So this was recorded a couple of nights ago when I was trying my best to use some of the boosts that I had that were expiring, but mainly they were a bunch of revives that I didn't want to go to waste. And I finally pushed as far as I could to get to Thronebreaker, and I actually managed to get there. This is me just letting out all my frustrations on the Grandmaster because it actually took forever to take this guy down. It took me like 2 hours and I wasted a bunch of revives. But yeah, this was just me throwing a bunch of heavy attacks just because I needed to let all that frustration out. Final Special 3, decided to let it all play out with the one and only Captain America. First ever 565, first ever SIG 200, first ever rank 4, first ever rank 3 5-star. This man has been through it all with me. He's an amazing champion, although I did use Doom for the majority of it because he was better for it. But yeah, this is me just getting all the rewards, this sweet juicy rewards. It was a lot more gold than I expected for sure. I didn't think that there'd be that much, but like I said, a lot of rewards. And I was really excited this night to get Thronebreaker. I finished this in like 2:30 in the morning, and I had to work in like 4 hours, or I had to wake up for work in 4 hours. But yeah, I'm mainly claiming a bunch of things from in this video, opening a couple of crystals, none of the big ones, mainly just some rank up material ones, a couple of calves. But yeah, decided to go with 25% of the mutant catalyst because I have a lot of tier 4 mutant class catalysts that are in the overflow, and I decided to pass on this offer. I completely forget that you get them for what's it called, completing the axe, like the last chapter for the axe, but decided not to to get it because I don't have the units for it, and actually decided to let this play out because I don't really know the story that much, and I thought it'd be interesting to say the least to find out what's going on. But yeah, I'll go ahead and let this play out, and I'll come back when this is all said and done. And then that concludes Act 6. And now I finally have access to, what's it called, Act 7. And then with Thronebreaker, a lot of good stuff. But the main thing that I do afterwards, I go ahead and decide to, pop a couple of calves, test my luck. Because I'm like, hey, why not? I couldn't be saving them, but just to open a couple things. The Black Widow Clairvoyant, she's at SIG 200, which I don't mind. The Doom, the 3-star version, 99, but it's whatever. I'm mainly excited about that clear though, because that just means I get an extra couple shards from opening her. Then here I am, I'm actually claiming my last ever Cavalier daily crystal or free crystal, whatever you want to call it. It's the last ever one that I'm ever going to claim. And then from this point on, I'm only ever getting Thronebreaker ones, which is bittersweet. It's the title progression that I've had the longest, but I'm finally moving on to the bigger leagues. And here I am just popping open a couple of crystals. I don't really have anything in mind that like I really want to have open. And then here I am claiming the Thronebreaker title. I think I had the Elder's Bane title for 100%ing the 100%ing Act 5 instead of having the Cavalier one. But yeah, now I finally got the Thronebreaker one equipped. And then moving on, I think I open a couple of more crystals. And then here I am just looking at what I've gained access to, as well as the Thronebreaker arena crystals. And then here's the big part. The main reason why I wanted to push for Thronebreaker was because of all these rewards that I now have access to. So with the Cavalier one, for these going at it alone, or the the team player ones, the difference between the Cavalier and the Thronebreaker one is night and day, because the difference between 500 5-star shards and then 500 6-star shards is pretty big. And then as well as this one, there's actually a 1500 6-star shard difference, and then I also get rank 4 materials for for 6 stars. And then over here, rather than having that Nexus mythic crystal, I actually get an entire fully formed 6-star crystal. And then for these ones, there isn't that much of a night and day difference. It's just a little bit more rewards, namely like one more of the golden pool crystals, a bit more 6-star shards, and then like an additional sig stone. But over time, and especially with since this is the first pass for getting the whole Morbius thing, it adds up over time. And then same thing with these guys over here, the difference between 100 and then 200 6-star shards, it's essentially doubling the amount that I would have gotten, which is pretty big, because this just adds up to the total that I'm able to get, and it expedites things a lot more in the future. But yeah, it definitely does help having the extra bit of shards. And then I claim all this other stuff over here: Summoner Advancement, a good amount of 6-star shards as well as 5-star shards. And then I'm just finishing claiming all the selector as well as anything else that isn't expiring at the moment. And then for one of these, there was actually a tier 5 class catalyst selector, as well as an additional 25%. So in total, I believe I claimed, yes, 75% of a mutant tier 5 class catalyst, which again, I have some catalysts going in the overflow, so it's like, why not try to go for an additional rank 3 mutant, or even a rank 2, because I don't even think I have an additional rank 2, or no, sorry, I do have Namor, but just to have more rank up materials. I claimed the final piece that I need for a 5-star platinum pool, I believe, and then I claimed some more things over there in the selectors. And then here I am trying to look for the crystal that exchanges the platinum pool, but my brain couldn't function at that moment, and for some reason here I click out of it because I couldn't figure it out. So I'm like, oh, it's the 6-star version. No, it's the 5-star version. It's just that my brain wasn't working at the time, and I didn't think that I could actually purchase it in the moment. But then I realized this later on, and then I actually do purchase the the crystal. And then here I am just looking at the in-game mails. I think I restarted my game at this point to see if anything has changed. I look at a couple of other things over here too, but yeah, I actually go back to that crystal tab to buy the crystal, and actually go over there, and then I'm like, oh, I can't buy it, I'm just being dumb, and then I buy it right there. And then one of the additional perks of being Thronebreaker is that I now have access to generic 6-star sig stones, as well as some of the other materials for relics, the 5-star relics, and I think I now have access to them, or at least a small quantity of shards. The reduction in price for 6-star shards, very nice. I think it's like 25%, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, but regardless, still pretty good. Save myself a little bit more of the trophy tokens to buy some other stuff to invest into sig stones and whatnot. The black ISO market, that one got updated. There's some tier 5 class catalyst stuff that I could exchange stuff to get. For some reason I decided to exchange some of the stuff over there just to get 5%. I go for tech for some reason, and I don't even know why I purchased this. I just decided to do it because it was a spur of the moment kind of thing, and I was able to, so I did it. And then taking a look at this month's side quest store, I now have access to an additional 10,000 6-star shards, which previously I only had access to a total of 8,000. However, this brings my total up to now 18,000 6-star shards that I now have access to, as well as some classic stones, some generic sig stones for 6 stars, I have access to a couple of more rank up materials for 6 stars, namely those for rank 4, a couple more materials for rank 3s and other stuff like that, as well as a 6-star awakening gem crystal, which is pretty good. I'm going to be trying my best to scoop that up and making that my priority for this month. And then nothing that I could tell has changed in the incursion store itself, or at least upon first glance. In the glory stuff, a couple of more things I did get access to, as well as reduced cost. The tier 1 celestial alloy fragments, got access to those. Don't know what the hell they're used for. I don't, if they're available for 5 or 6 star relics, I don't have any, nor am I close to getting one, so those aren't really on my mind right now. I now have access to the Thronebreaker difficulty for the monthly event quest, as well as Karina's challenges. I'm just gonna say this right now outright, I don't have the roster units boost, the stash for potions and revives for tackling any of these, at least as far as I'm aware of. These are gonna be on the back burner for at least until like the beginning of 2024. I don't have an intention of completing them just because I have other things planned, namely the big opening, and I still have a couple of more things that I'd like to do beforehand before I could even start tackling those. So for now, those are on the back burner and I'm not stressing about those at all. And then checking out the objectives, the Summoner Sigil 7-day event, that one hasn't reset yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to reset when the week begins, which it actually did. Today's Monday as of the time that I'm recording it, so it did reset. And then Unit Star, now have access to the Thronebreaker daily special. Pretty nice. I might be picking up those up over the weekend for Sundays, but as of the time being, I don't really have an interest of getting them right away. This video ends, I just want to say thank you to everyone who stuck around on this journey with me. Without the goal that I set onto myself and the audience of people waiting at the finish line for me, I don't think I would have pushed myself as much as I have for Thronebreaker, as well as anything else relating to this game. The next video that I'm planning on uploading after this one that I already have recorded is actually possible because of Thronebreaker. So once again, thank you to everyone who's on this ride with me and who has stuck around for so long. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.